Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Srila Gurudeva. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam session on the glorious month of Kartik. We'll recite the invocation prayers together. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatiruttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistuki mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate kirim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam Granth ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Ananta Kodi Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Before starting the session, I seek permission and blessings from all the great Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis assembled here so that I can be empowered to speak on the topic. Today we are seeing the verses 27 to 30 from Canto 3, the status quo, Chapter 10, the divisions of creation. So the verse here on the board is 30, but we will start with verse number 27. Vaikṛtās traya evaite deva-sargaś sattama vaikārikas proktaḥ kaumāras tūbhayātmakaḥ. Translation: O good Vidura, these last three creations and the creation of demigods, the 10th creation, are vaikṛta creations which are different from the previously described prākṛta, natural creations. The appearance of the Kumāras is both. 28 and 29. The creation of the demigods is of 8 varieties. The demigods, the forefathers, the asuras or demons, the gandharvas and apsaras or angels, the yakṣas and rakṣasas, the siddhas, charanas and vidyadharas, the bhutas, pretas and pishachas, and the superhuman beings, celestial singers, etc. all are created by Brahmā, the creator of the universe. Text number 30, which is there on the board, please read along with me. Atah param pravakṣyāmi. Atah param pravakṣyāmi. Vamsān manvantarāni ca. Vamsān manvantarāni ca. Evam rajah plutah shrashta. Evam rajah plutah shrashta. Kalpadishvatma burharihi. Kalpadishvatma burharihi. Srajati amoga sankalpa. Srajati amoga sankalpa. Atmaivatmanam atmana. Atmaivatmanam atmana. Vaishnavas, please read. Atah param pravakṣyāmi. Vamsān manvantarāni ca. Evam rajah plutah shrashta. कल्पादिष्वात्मभिर्हरिः सृजति अमोघसङ्कल्प आत्मैवात्मानमात्मना अतः परं प्रवक्ष्यामि वंशान्मन्वन्तराणि च एवं रजः प्लुतः स्रष्टा कल्पादिष्वात्मभिर्हरिः सृजति अमोघसङ्कल्प आत्मैवात्मानमात्मना वैष्णवीस् अतः परं प्रवक्ष्यामि वंशान्मन्वन्तराणि च एवं रजः प्लुतः स्रष्टा कल्पादिष्वात्मभिर्हरिः सृजति अमोघसङ्कल्प आत्मैवात्मानमात्मना अतः परं प्रवक्ष्यामि वंशान्मन्वन्तराणि च एवं रजः प्लुतः स्रष्टा कल्पादिष्वात्मभिर्हरिः सृजति अमोघसङ्कल्प आत्मैवात्मानमात्मना word to word ataha here param after pravakshami I shall explain vamsan descendants manvantarani different advents of Manu cha and evam thus rajah plutaha infused with a mode of passion shrashta the creator kalpadishu in different millenniums atmabhuhu self advent harihi the personality of Godhead shrajati creates amogha unfailing sankalpaha determination atma eva he himself atmanam himself atmana by his own energy. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Now I shall describe the descendants of the Manus. The creator Brahma as the incarnation of the passion mode of the personality of Godhead creates the universal affairs with unfailing desires in every millennium by the force of the Lord's energy. Please repeat. Now I shall describe the descendants of the Manus. The creator, Brahma, as the incarnation of the passion mode of the personality of Godhead, creates the universal affairs with unfailing desires in every millennium by the force of Lord's energy. Purport. The cosmic manifestation is an expansion of one of the many energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Creator and the created are both emanations of the same Supreme Truth, as stated in the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Janmadhyasya etaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. So with this, the chapter ends, but we'll be seeing from verse number 27 today. ॐ अज्ञानन्दमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्ज्ञानशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं शाक्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमः आचार्यपादाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने गौरकातादामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणे। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हरि ओम तत्सत्। So we are reading from verse number 27, this chapter, divisions of the creation. So we saw in verse number 1 to 9, Vidura is inquiring and sage Maitreya is replying about Brahma's creation. And in 11 to 13, we saw the characteristics of time. In 14 to 30, we see the 10 divisions of creation. So the first 6 divisions, we have seen that it is prākṛta, and we also see the secondary sub-creations which is done by Brahma. So here in text number 26, it is mentioned that vaikṛta is the creations of Brahma. We saw prākṛta, the creations which is primary and which is natural. And the secondary creator, primary creator is Lord himself, and the secondary creator who is empowered by the Lord is Lord Brahma, and he is in the mode of passion. And we see that the 4 creations, last creation was human beings, which was discussed in class yesterday. So today is about the 10th creation, about the demigods, and there are 8 types that's being discussed here. So we saw that out of the creations, other than the 6, we have immovable, the plants and trees, and then we have the lower species, that's animals and birds, and then we have human beings, and now we are going to see about the demigods in this verse. So we see all this are vaikṛta creations, and that is different from the previously described, as they are prākṛta creations. That's why it's mentioned as such. And the Kumāras are mentioned that they are both, they are prākṛta and vaikṛta. Why? Because they are the manifestation of sattva, they are the manifestation of goodness, and they are created by Brahma, by the mind of Brahma. We see the Kumāras, the first creations are the 4 Kumāras. And the Kumāras are very young. When they are created itself, they were just 5 years old, and they are naked. And they accepted the vow of celibacy and renunciation. Brahma created so that the universe, in the universe, there will be a lot of species. He wanted them to be prajapatis, to create more. And we see the Kumāras didn't want to do so. They learned the Vedas from their father Brahma, and they denied to do the progenation. And we see that they stayed as such, and they were always young. They stay, even now they are staying, they are young. And we can see the Kumāras in very many places of Srimad Bhagavatam. Also in Shanti Parva of Mahabharata, we see the Kumāras, they preach, they praise Vishnu and they preach. They are preaching to King Vrita. King Vrita is none other than Vritrasura, who will be seen in the 6th canto. Sukracharya was asking questions, and the Kumāras were talking about the praises and glories of the Supreme Personality of God. And they were also telling that anybody can achieve a transcendental push. You can get elevated from the 3 modes. So the 3 modes, tamas, rajo and sattva. Tamas, the mode of ignorance, rajo, the mode of passion, and sattva, the mode of goodness. And you can elevate to the platform of pure goodness, Vasudeva state, that is Suddha Sattva. So the different species which we are seeing here in the sub-creation, as the 2nd canto, 10th chapter, verse number 1 talks about Sri Shukavacha Atra Sargo Visargascha. We are seeing in this canto the creation and sub-creation. The subject matter is creation and sub-creation. So we see Brahma creating the different species, and all of them fall into the 3 modes, including the demigods. According to their nature and their work. We have seen that also. The ashramas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. Brahmanas are in the mode of goodness. Kshatriyas in the mode of passion. Vaishyas in the mode of passion and ignorance. And Shudras in the mode of ignorance. And they were explaining 6 colors. Sanat Kumara was speaking in Mahabharata, you can see this. He was talking about 6 colors based on the modes. Dark, and then it is tawny, blue, red, yellow, white. According to the gradations where you are in. Dark and tawny, you can see the tamas is high. Blue and red, you can see the mode of passion is high. And yellow and white, the mode of goodness is high. Sri Prabhupada mentions about the colors that each mode represents. Mode of ignorance is blue in color, mode of passion is red in color, and mode of goodness is white in color. He says that in the purport of 3rd canto, 26th chapter, verse number 5. Purport. So we can elevate. Prabhupada also mentions that sattva is the platform, is the ladder to pure goodness. You climb from sattva to Suddha Sattva. So he requests everybody to become Brahmana, to come to the level of Brahman, so that we can raise ourselves to pure goodness. From Sattva to Suddha Sattva. So we see in Bhagavad Gita and in the scriptures, the foods and the modes also. So Prabhupada says, Sri Prabhupada mentions that everything impacts. the food, what we hear, whom you associate, everything. That's why even Sri Rupa Goswami mentions that anybody can become a pure devotee. All our acharyas mention that. So this is the same teachings given by the 4 Kumāras, that we can rise to the level of pure goodness. So what we have to do for that? We have to be in practice devotional service. In 1.2.7 of Bhagavatam, we see Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojanaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam. By practicing devotional service, by rendering devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord gives knowledge and renunciation. We see that in Bhagavad Gita also in 10.10. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I have no knowledge. The Lord gives knowledge. Lord enlightens us with knowledge. I can't renounce. I am not in that platform. So that is also given by the Supreme. The more you get attached to the Supreme Lord Krishna, you become detached from this pale materialistic things. We see that again in Bhagavad Gita, param drishtva nivartate. So, by developing a higher taste, automatically the taste for pale material things disappear. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives a beautiful incident on this. He talks about ballam rice and ghee. Ballam rice is a high quality rice. And we see that once a landlord went to his friend, he was telling that I have so many servants, but nobody is staying with me. They're just going off because the workload is more. Then his friend was telling, provide them with pure ghee, pure cow's ghee and ballam rice. Ballam rice is like the high quality basmati rice. So provide them with that every day. And after some time increase the workload. So the landlord followed. In the beginning he was giving only a little bit of work, and then the workload started increasing and he just gave them full work. And one of the workers, he was not able to take it up. Too much of work, too much of workload. So he didn't tell the landlord, he just went off. And people who are lowly paid, they can't afford ghee or high quality rice. So when he went out, he was eating food outside, but he was not able to digest. 2 days went, and within 2 days, he was having a lot of loose motions, dysentery. And he lost all energy. He couldn't take it up. Then he understood, all this food will not suit me. I'm used to the high quality rice and ghee. So I have to go back. So he came back to the landlord. He said, there was an emergency in my family. That's why I couldn't tell you. I just left. So I've come back to resume my work. And the landlord was so happy because all workers didn't leave him. They continued to work for him. So when you develop a higher taste, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself is mentioning, when you are attached to Krishna, then you will be detached from the pale material things. Simple example, even practicing devotees, you come to devotion and you follow the prasadam. You eat onion and garlic, you follow the 4 regulative principles, you eat prasadam. You go out on a tour, you're not getting prasadam, you're eating from outside. You see, many of us can feel it, that it doesn't suit the stomach. You don't feel satisfied with what you're eating. So in general, we can see that devotees, we don't eat food which is not offered to the Lord. Wherever we go, we eat prasad. And we are a big family. Srila Prabhupada is so magnanimous and merciful that we are Vasudeva Kutumbam. We are all the family of Lord Sri Krishna. So wherever we go, somehow or the other, we have a temple or we have devotees there. Even if there is no temple, there are centers there who provide us with prasad. Even within India, if you are traveling in trains and in places, they provide prasad. The temples are providing prasad. So anywhere you go, all that arrangement is done. So when you develop a higher taste, the taste for the materialistic things goes off. And eating prasad again purifies. It purifies the finer tissues of your memory. It's just like an injection in the body, it cures the disease. You can see that prasadam purifies us from all the materialistic impurities. We get up in the morning and Prabhupada has given us a good process from what we have to do from morning to night. And even if you are working, there are so many devotees who are working, grihasthas. How to balance your spiritual and materialistic life. As given in Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 27th verse. Et karoshi yadasnashi et juhoshi dadasi et tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do it for Krishna. Anything and everything for Krishna. So our focus is Krishna. We have done experiments when we are children. Take a paper and focus a sun in one point through prism. You can do that. And after some time, you can see the paper in that point starts burning. So the purification happens just by focusing on the Supreme. The devotional process by itself is purificatory. And whatever and everything we do is Krishnaized. And Srila Prabhupada gives a strong statement in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says, matter dovetailed spiritually gets spiritual identity. We can see that the material body itself becomes transcendental. There are so many pure devotees here in our movement who show that their body is transcendental and they serve in this lifetime itself to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's an eternal service in this lifetime, in this when you are living itself. That's why their body is not burnt. Their body is given in samadhi because the body is transcendental. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned, I live in my books for 10,000 years. So we have to utilize all this. And all these teachings is for us to go back home, back to Godhead this lifetime. Srila Prabhupada never says, go next lifetime. I keep telling in all my classes, Srila Prabhupada mentions, I am the key to the back door. When his disciples said, I am not that pure enough, I am not that pure enough, Srila Prabhupada said, okay, you follow the 4 regulative principles, chant and follow my instructions and catch me. That's how we catch Srila Prabhupada. And we are all connected to our Stapakacharya Srila Prabhupada, who is our Param Guru. We can be now, we have disciples of Srila Prabhupada, we have grand disciples, grand disciples, great grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada. But all are Srila Prabhupada's army. We are all one family. We are all connected to Srila Prabhupada. And this big succession goes thereby to the Lord. So, have faith that this is our last lifetime. Have faith on the words of our Paramacharya. So, the teachings are given, and we can see the Kumāras also speak in 4th canto, 17th chapter of 5th verse. We can see they are instructing, Sanat Kumara is also instructing Prithu Maharaj. The Kumāras by itself are Sampradaya, Kumāra Sampradaya. There are 4 authentic bona fide Sampradayas. We are Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. There is Kumāra Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Sri Sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya comes from Lakshmi Devi. Rudra Sampradaya comes from Lord Shiva. We can see the teachings again of Lord Rudra in Bhagavatam. Kumāra Sampradaya by the 4 Kumāras. They are also considered to be the Mahajanas. And Brahma Sampradaya by Lord Brahma. So even in Narada Purana, in the first section it's divided into 4 sections, and each of the Kumāras, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sananta, Sanat Kumāra, all of them give their teachings in the first section of Narada Purana. So the appearance of the Kumāras is again auspicious, and they also preach and teach. The next verse 28 and 29, we see the demigods is of 8 varieties. Demigods, 4 fathers, that's the Pitars. And then we have the Asuras or demons. We have, that is, yakshas and rakṣasas. Gandharvas, apsaras or angels. Asuras or demons. The Gandharvas and apsaras or angels. The yakshas and rakṣasas. Siddhas, charanas, vidyadharas. Bhutas, pretas, pishasas. And the superhuman beings. And it starts with creation of demigods. In demigods, there are 8 varieties it's being mentioned. And here you can see not only the residents of the higher planetary systems are given, even the residents of the lower planets are given, like the yakshas, rakṣasas, they all reside in the lower planetary system. The siddhas, charanas, vidyadharas, they live in the higher planetary system. Also, we see the apsaras, gandharvas residing in the higher planetary system. And here they are also talking about the bhutas. Bhutas are ghosts. Pretas. Preta is as soon as you give, the soul gives up the body, you do pindadan, then you get a body to go to the Yamaloka. Means you get justice to go up or down, hell or heaven there, then you get a body. So that's preta. The human, when they die, they get a body called preta. Pishasha. Pishasas, we can see they are, Pishash Loka is also there. You do commit suicide, then you have to roam in between. You can't go anywhere. You become Pishas. How come they are included here? Sri Prabhupada mentions in the last lines of the purport, because they are able to perform uncommon functions not possible for men. The jinns, they have superhuman powers. They can take any type of body. They can even enter human body if it is, the heart is very weak. The Pishasas can enter into human body. So that's why they are categorized here as such. And furthermore, we see in text number 30 that Maitreya is saying that I'll describe the descendant of the Manus. So there are 14 Manus. We are in the 7th Manu period now, Vaivasvata Manu. And Brahma is in the mode of passion creator, creates universal affairs with unfailing desires. Why it is mentioned that? We see even Brahma falls down, but that he again is put back into position. Because Brahma meditates. In the beginning of creation we can see Brahma meditates. The Leelas are Nitya Leelas. It's eternal, it keeps happening again and again. That's why we can see even the Lord in different colors. The boar incarnation of the Lord. It happens in different manvantras, so the different colors of the Lord during that pastime is given. Even Narsinghadev for that matter. The colors of the Lord is there. Green color is a mixture of blue and yellow equally. And it said that Lord Rama is in green color. The Lord comes in different colors also. But anything that the Lord performs, it's all transcendental. The Lord is sammoham, as we see in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He is equal to everybody. He is pure, he is transcendental. He comes as a boar incarnation because the universe was put by Hiranyaksha, and only the boar can go to filthy places. And he took it in his tusk, Bhudevi. But it becomes auspicious. Whatever the Lord does is all transcendental. Lord is stealing of butter and even the hearts of the gopis. And all his pure devotees. It's auspicious and transcendental. So we see, even Lord Shiva is the deity, presiding deity of the mode of ignorance. He is Vaishnavanam Etasambhu as given in the 12th canto. He is the topmost of the Vaishnavas. Because he is the deity of the mode of ignorance, we see sometimes he is also tinged with that. We see that in Srimad Bhagavatam. When we see the Daksha Yajna in mode of, he is the presiding deity, you can see that. The 4th canto and the cantos speak about Lord Shiva. He is not the normal person. So, the vaikṛta creations are mentioned, and we saw the 10th creation, the demigods, and the Kumāras, who are in between, who are both the prākṛta and vaikṛta. And Brahma is with unfailing desires. He is one of the Mahajanas. And the Kumāras, we also see them in the 6th canto, where they curse the doorkeepers. The doorkeepers of the Lord were cursed by them because they didn't allow entry, seeing the Kumāras. And it is said that the 4 Kumāras are monist in Srimad Bhagavatam. Just by smelling the tulsi leaves of the Lord, they became devotees of the Supreme Godhead, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they keep chanting the names of the Supreme Lord like Narada. Narada always chants the name of Hari. So all this lessons is for us to practice devotional service and eternally serve the Supreme, which is our constitutional position. anyone can become a pure devotee of the Supreme. And by the mercy of the spiritual master and the association of devotees, we can become, and the Acharya's mercy, we can become that. With this, I stop my speech. If there are any comments or questions, yes, can you give a mic to him, please? The mic is not here. Pardon? Oh, 28, 29, I didn't read the purport, yes. Thanks, Prabhu. So, the purport of 28, 29. As explained in the secondary canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Siddhas are inhabitants of Siddhaloka, where the residents travel in space without vehicles. At the mere will they can pass from one planet to another without difficulty. Therefore, in the upper planets, the inhabitants are far superior to the inhabitants of this planet in all matters of art, culture and science, since they possess brains superior to those of human beings. The spirits and jinn mentioned in this connection are also counted among the demigods because they are able to perform uncommon functions not possible for men. Sorry, I left reading the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Forgive me for that. Yes, Janmashtami. I don't see the mic there, Prabhu. So. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Nice
Hare
class,
Krishna.
Samantha.
Hare Hare.
I can tell that you're a teacher. You know so many slokas. The question that I have, you spoke several times about developing a higher taste. And it's something we've all heard. How does it actually take place? How do we actually get that higher taste? Or is it given to us?
How do we get?
How do we get the higher taste?
Higher taste.
Higher
taste. Higher taste.
Yeah, how do we do that?
How do we do that?
How does it happen?
How does it happen?
Yeah.
Okay. The 5 potent items given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Also the teachings, you yourself are a teacher, Prabhu. I know you know the answer. From Upadekshamrita, the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami. He says what we should do, what we should not do. He is talking about utsahan nishchaya dhairya tatat karma pravartanat. So with enthusiasm, confidence and patience, we have to follow, we have to give up the association of non-devotees, which all our acharyas keep saying. And we have to not be greedy, all that he gives in Nectar of Instruction. Also, we see the 5 potent items, which Srila Prabhupada himself, starting from Mangalarti, we do deity worship, we do chanting of the holy names, we partake prasadam, and we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and we live in Vrindavan. That is, when we worship the deities, wherever we are, we live in Vrindavan. So when we do this in association, and when we follow the instructions of the spiritual master and the acharyas in the discipline succession, we get the higher taste in course of time. That's why I gave the example of prasad. In the beginning, when we are practicing, even now I am practicing for that matter, I am not even in the neophyte stage. Neophyte stage is in the mode of goodness. My spiritual master is so magnanimous and merciful. He gave me Brahman Diksha. But still I am trying to develop the Brahmana qualifications, because the Brahmana is in the mode of goodness, and they, Bhagavad Gita and all the scriptures for that matter gives us elaborate instructions how to go about, and our sadhana process itself by Srila Prabhupada from morning to evening, what we have to do is given. We start with Mangalarti, where we chant in the association of devotees, and we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, we do deity worship, we do all the 5 potent items in the morning itself, it starts with that as such. So by doing so, we develop the higher taste, and in course of time, we can see that we develop from Shraddha, faith, we go into Nishtha, which is strong faith, which can never be dwindled, or you can not change it. So that happens. The levels from Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, then it comes Nishtha, Ashakti, Ruchi, Bhava and Prema. Did I answer your question, Prabhu? If not, please enlighten.
There's one, Prabhupada gave a class, a lecture in 72 in Ahmedabad. And this is something that really stuck in my mind. It's kind of the magic formula for experiencing the higher taste. And Prabhupada, he goes through the peace formula, and then he starts talking about, he uses an analogy of how a leader has many servants, and the responsibilities of the servants is to please the leader. So similarly, as devotees, our responsibility is to please Krishna. And when Krishna is pleased, then we are pleased. So, in other words, we experience that transcendental reciprocation, which is essentially that higher taste. And so if we focus day after day what we can do to please Krishna, then we will be pleased. So that is part of the definition of pure devotional service, right? So we actually follow that, and then the transcendental bliss comes to us. We don't have to do anything other than that. It's an automatic. Krishna reciprocates with our efforts to please Him. Even if we can't do such perfect service, but we're trying. Bhavagrahi Janardana, we have this intention. Everything, my whole life is meant to please Krishna. Then,
thank you, Guru. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so we end here. Srimad Bhagavatam Granth ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Antakoti Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Nitya Gaurav Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatarvyasha Kripa Sindhu Pecha, Tanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Hari Om Tat Sat.